Hey y'all, and welcome back. So today's video is a video where I'm going to be showing you how I do my makeup. And I decided to do this video, firstly it was requested by several, and then another reason I decided to do it is because I have had to change some of the way that I do my makeup due to, not getting any younger. So I've had to kind of critique and change some of the ways that I do it. So I apologize if this video gets a little long. I actually tried to film this video yesterday and I edited it and I cut out as much as I could, and it was still like 41 minutes long, and I'm like, that's just too long. I did go into much more detail than what I probably did today, but I just felt like that was too long. Now, I'm not gonna go into as much detail today, but if there is something that you would like for me to go into detail about specifically, just leave it in the comment section below and I will definitely try to do that. But I did try to cut it down and make it, a decent, reasonable length. I will list in the description box everything that I use, and if there's anything that I can put in my Amazon storefront, I will try to do that as well. I'm not sure that there's a whole lot I can, but I will look and see and, just make it ease of access for you if that's something you're interested in. It is an affiliate link. I do make a tiny commission from Amazon if you order from my storefront, but in no way do I ever want you to feel pressured to do so. So I just want to put that out there. But I really hope you enjoy this video, and let's get to it. Okay, to start with, I'm going to be using my Estee Lauder Double and my Nakia Joy sponge, and I usually start out with like 3 pumps. And then I will just like put it here, 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 here. And I leave my forehead without, and there's a reason, and I'll explain that. And then I just start blending this in. And yes, I am in my craft room / man cave because I have tried filming this in my bathroom and it just did not work out. And this has the kind of the best setup. So I thought I would try it in here and we'll see how that works out. But what I do is I just blend, blend, blend. I avoid putting the makeup under my eye because I will be putting concealer there, and I just didn't want to double it up because as we mature, we have to be careful around our eyes and how much makeup, because it will settle in all those little fine lines. And so I just have to be really, really careful, and you want to blend it all out. And I leave it off of my forehead right now because currently I have no Botox. It's been probably about a little over 2 years since I've had Botox. I mean, it's just not in the budget right now. Considering everything, it's like, Botox, mortgage payment. It's kind of easy to decide which one you need. I want it. Hope to get it soon, but just right now I don't. So I have to be careful because I do have my 11 signs. I have lines on my forehead, so I just take whatever's left on my sponge and just kind of blend it just so my forehead kind of matches my face, but there's not so much makeup there that it gets settled into the lines on my face. So I just kind of blend all that out with whatever's left on my sponge. The main thing is you want to be sure it's all blended. I have had to change up the way I do my makeup because I am aging, and right now this is what works. I'm sure I'll have to change it again, but for now this worked. And once I have all of that blended, then I'm going to go in with my concealer. And I will have all of the products I use listed in the description box below, and anything that I can link in my Amazon storefront, I will. But just start out with 3 like that. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And then I'm going to start by pulling the most of it down, and then I'll work it up to my lash line. Again, trying not to have so much makeup. in that area because it will settle in those little lines and make you actually look like you have more than what you really do. And you want to be careful with this area. It's very delicate, so you don't want to really pull. And then I'll just kind of blend all that around my eye. I do not use an eyelid primer. I let my foundation and everything be my primer, and that works for me. Even with my oily skin type, it works. So again, pulling the excess down and then working it up to my lash line. I've actually tried filming this video a couple of times, and for whatever reason, you know, something would be out of frame or it just wouldn't work out. So this is my third attempt to film this. So hopefully this third time's a charm, right? Okay. And again, you just want to make sure all of this is blended in. This is a great coverage concealer. I've never found a concealer that I really like until this one, and I really like it. But it has to be the hydrating. The original e.l.f. Camo concealer dried my eyes out under eyes so bad. So I was excited when they came out with the hydrating. Okay. Once I have all of that done, then I will go in with my powder. And for my powder, I'm using the Nakia Joy Cosmetic Velvet Finishing Powder. I love this stuff. It's amazing powder, especially if you have oily skin, but it really works with all skin types. And I use her black sponge that's flat with a little point, and I will just get some on my sponge, tap it off in the lid. And what I do is I start with my under eye and do a thin layer under my eyes. Because again, you don't want so much powder there because it will tend to dry out your eyes, make it look just all dry and powdery, and I don't want that. But this powder, I don't have that problem with this particular powder. There are other powders that I've used that I do. This is very lightweight, and I really love it. And this is not an affiliate or sponsored video, but it's just, this is my all-time favorite powder. My second favorite would be the Maybelline Fit Me. If I'm out of this powder, which I try not to run out of it, but it has happened, then I will use my Maybelline Fit Me. Okay, and once I have my eyes done, then I will take the powder and go over the rest of my face. And I try to concentrate on my oiliest areas like this. I'm really oily right through here. Extremely oily right through here. This powder helps with that. I will have to touch it later in the day, but not nearly as much as I would with other powders. So, it's a really good powder. You're gonna kind of blend it down your neck and all the places. When I put my foundation on, I like to, be sure to get around your ears. And then I don't use a lot of powder on my forehead. Again, whatever's left, I will just kind of like swipe it on because I'm not real oily through there. But I will put it mostly where I'm oily. Okay, so now that my foundation and my powder is done, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. For my eyebrows, I like to use the L'Oreal Precise, I forget what it's called. Anyway, it's linked down below. I take my spoolie and I want to comb up my eyebrows, and I want to get out any excess foundation or powder that may have got stuck in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are very sparse, but they are growing in. I showed y'all in a previous video the technique I've been using to wax my brows to kind of keep from over waxing. And they're growing in, but they're still very sparse in areas and bald in areas, so I do have to fill them in. I'm not going to go into great detail on this video on how I do that, but if that's something you're interested in, then just let me know and I will definitely do a little more detail. It's amazing what the brows do for your face. They really, really are the frame of the face. And I think, you know, they're very important in your makeup application. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. And then after I kind of like get my outline, I will go in and fill them in. And it has taken me a very long time to find a good eyebrow technique that I like, that works for me. I've watched lots of videos and I don't know that I'm doing it correctly, but it seems to be working for me right now, so that's what I do. Then once I get all that, then I just kind of comb back through, take care of any harsh lines. So I'm gonna go off camera and do my other eyebrow and I'll be right back. Okay, eyebrows done, and remember, sisters, not twins. So my next step will be I'll put my lip liner and lipstick on, and if you was to ask me what is the most asked question on my channel, there's two. What is my lip color and how do I do my hair? My lip color is always the same, except maybe around Christmas time if I'm wearing a red lipstick, but the lip liner is always the same, and I may change from my traditional lipstick to a red, but it's always the same. And then my hair is always the same. I've done a video on how I style my hair. My hair may be longer or shorter, but it's still the same. So for my lips, I'm gonna be using the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lip Liner in Cafe au Lait. And I'm so sorry, I do have a cold sore. It's dried up, but you know, it's not completely gone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to line my lips real quick. After I get my lips lined, I just fill them in with my lip liner. Doing this step with this particular lip liner and the lipstick that I use, filling in my lips with the lip liner, my lipstick will stay on all day. I don't have to retouch it. I can eat, drink, you know, whatever, and I don't have to retouch it. So for my lipstick, I use the Rimmel to nude or not to nude. And I use a lip brush. I do not use the lipstick straight out of the tube. Ooh, I just stuck my finger in my lipstick. I use a lip brush. I have more control with the lip brush. It goes on better, in my opinion, with the lip brush. So I just take my little lip brush. And then after I get my lipstick on, I keep me a paper towel and I blot it that way, and then I do it this way. And that's the lips done. Okay, so next, after I get my eyebrows and lips done, then I'm gonna move on to my eyes, and this is where I've had to do the most changing of how I do my makeup. Because, you know, the eyes, they just tend to show more of the issues that us women have. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I do first for my base, I'm trying to get it to where there's not a glare. Okay. What I do first is I use this Merle Norman, and I'm not even sure Merle Norman's still in business or not, but anyway, I don't know where this comes from, but it's called Barely There, and I will get me just a fluffy brush, and I just put it all over my eyelid. And I don't have a particular fluffy brush I use for this. I have several in my little thing over here. So just whichever one I grab, I it just needs to be a fluffy brush. That's what I use. You do you. I can tell you how to do it. Okay, so next I will take my Morphe palette. I have this Morphe, no, wrong one. This Morphe 350M, which is their mattes. It's well loved, right? And then I'm gonna start with this color right here. Again, I'm just gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna get some of that and I'm gonna tap off the excess. And I'm gonna start, I have hooded eyes, so I'm gonna kind of start right up here and just kind of start like trying to hide that hood so it won't be so accentuated. Bring it down a little bit. This is just a good transition color. It's not too harsh. I am learning that the older I get, the softer I'm having to go on my eyes. I'm not able to do some, you know, some of the harsher looks because it just, to me, it just kind of ages me. So I am having to soften up my eyes quite a bit. And I love it. I love makeup, y'all. I love it. But I just, you know, just having to adapt and change to my changing face because, you know, our face really does change as we age. And that's okay. We just work with it, right? Okay. So once I do that, then I'm gonna go into a little bit of a darker shade with a different brush, and I'm gonna get more of like a dense brush. This is a little more dense. And let's see, I kind of like just whatever one of these catches my eyes. So I'll just go down with this one right here, this bottom one. Just gonna do a little bit, tap off the excess. Just gonna kind of go real light-handed and just kind of start. I'm gonna do like the outer 7, reverse 7, I guess, for the outer corner. And then I might kind of fan it in a little bit halfway on my eyelid, but not much. Put this down so I can get me a mirror and kind of see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard. Yeah, that's looking good. Just don't want it to be so harsh. And hopefully you'll see what I do to kind of, you know, blend all this in. I do like to soften all this up, but I just kind of put it on and I just know at the end of it, I'll just kind of go and blend it all together and soften it up. This is what I've been doing and it seems to be working right now. Okay, then I will take, first in between like doing that, I don't usually have a lot of fallout, but just in case I do, I just kind of like flick it off lightly. You don't want to like smear it into your under eye, but just very lightly, just kind of flick it off. So next I'm going to take just a little brush like this, and this is what I'm going to use to apply the liner under my eyes. And I'm going to go into this color right here on the corner. And I've gotten away from black and I'm sticking with like the browns because to me they're softer. And as we age, we need that softness around our eyes and not the harshness. So that's what I've done. I'm gonna get off the excess and then I'm gonna keep my liner very close to my lash line. I don't bring it down and smoke it out because, you know, that's where all the lines are. So I'm just gonna lightly do it next to my lash line. And then after I do that, with whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna kind of lightly draw me a guide for where I want my upper eyeliner to go. And then I can kind of blend it in. See what I'm talking about? You really can't see it, but I can see it. And then it will serve as a guide for when I'm doing my eyeliner for the top lid. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. see those girls that smoke it out under their eyes, and it's just beautiful. But I feel the older I get, I just can't do that because this is where all the lines and the wrinkles are, and I just can't. So now I'm just gonna lightly give me that little line to serve as like where I want my liner to go. I take an angled eyeliner brush, and I like mine wet, so I brought me a little bit of water in here. And I'm gonna kind of wet my brush because it does need to be damp. It needs to be wet because we're gonna use eyeshadow as an eyeliner. And so we need that. We need it to be wet. You don't want it to be dripping wet, but you do want it to be wet enough. And so now I'm gonna be taking this color, and I'm gonna use my angled brush, and I'm just gonna kind of get me some on there, trying to not mess up the shape of my brush, because I'm hoping my brush will do all my work for me. Okay, so now once I have that on there, I'm gonna lay my brush in the corner of my eye, like so, and kind of start me a faux wing. I'm not gonna do a full-fledged wing, but I'm just gonna kind of wing it out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna draw me a little bit over my eyelid, trying to follow my lash line and taper it down to where you really can't see it. It goes to nothing. And this is where that line that I drew myself with my bottom shadow will serve as my guide. And now the next thing, I can even turn my brush around like this and go up and let that kind of work for me and kind of sharpen that up. Like so. And I'm gonna try to make the other eye match. That's the tricky part, getting them to match. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna call that good. We're not gonna stress over it. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do, I have the Morphe 350S palette, which is their shimmer palette. And I'm gonna use this color. Y'all, I love this color. I'm almost out. I can't find a dupe for it. I have bought so many trying to find a dupe for it, and I can't. And I don't wanna buy a whole nother palette just for this one shade. So I'm just gonna take me a little flat brush, and then I'm gonna get that on there, and then I'm gonna work it on the inner corner of my eye, like so. And I don't take it all the way across. I take it to where that color stopped, but mostly focusing on the inner corner and blending it out softly to the outer, like that. And I know this looks kind of harsh and crazy right now, but y'all just give me time. I'm gonna do the same thing the other eye. Like so, and then I'm gonna take just a little bit. I'm gonna do it right up here at my brow. About halfway, I don't go all the way across. Okay, and that's that. And for the last step for the eyes, I'm going to take that color I started with as my base, the Merle Norman Barely There, and we're going to use this and we're going to blend all this in and soften up all these harsh lines. So, take you another fluffy brush and gently blend it all in. Now, you don't want to take off everything that you did. You're just wanting to soften up any edges, harsh edges, and just kind of blend it all in. See the difference? How this is just kind of blended and soft, and this is still kind of like harsh around the edges. Y'all, that's what I do for my eyes. Again, you know, just kind of softening it up. Okay, for my blush, I'm going to be using this True Match, L'Oreal True Match in Baby Blossom. I'm just about out, but I love this color. To me, it's just the perfect. Oh no, it just crumbled to pieces, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna have to use these pieces to get through this video. Anyway, I love this color. and it's just the perfect peachy pink. Does that make sense? Fish face. Now when applying my blush, I have to be careful not to get way up here because this is where some lines are at, you know, and I don't want to accentuate those, so. And then you also have to know when to stop. When to stop with your blush. If you're a blush lover like me, it's hard. Then I'm gonna do my eyelashes. Now, I wear false eyelashes, but you don't have to wear false eyelashes. You can just use your mascara. But I do think it's very important when you're wearing your mascara to curl your eyelashes. So I have my eyelash curler and my L'Oreal Voluminous Hydro Fuge waterproof. I love the waterproof. And I'm just gonna curl my lashes. And I do this even before I put on my falsies. So you're just gonna put it there and curl it. And this just kind of opens your eyes a little more. And if you wanted to just do mascara and stop, then you'd be done. But I'm gonna put eyelashes on. I'm gonna go off camera and do my eyelashes. But if that's something you'd be interested in me showing you how I do, I will. Just gonna give your lashes a good coat of mascara. That's just with one coat of mascara, and that would be totally fine if you wanted to do that. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna put on my eyelashes and then I'll be right back. Okay, eyelashes on. Now I'm going to do the last thing that I do, which is I take a translucent powder, oil control, the Estee Lauder Double matte, and with the powder puff, and I just kind of put some on there, get it off. And then where I'm oiliest, I just kind of go over that. If you're not oily, you would not have to do this. I am. And I stay away from my eyes. Don't want to dry them out. And I don't really go on my forehead because I don't want to accentuate those. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me, watching the video. Thank you for your love and support for my channel. I appreciate all of y'all so much. If you would, I would love it if you would hit that little red subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know any other videos you would like for me to record. And until next time, bye y'all.